GMGers and GMGettes, are you ready?
Countdown, 60 seconds to get ready for the Good Morning Gang morning show. It's time to get ready. Get your coffee, tea, trees, or whatever need be. Then put on your seatbelt. We're going on a journey. We'll discuss trending topics, music and breaking news to help get your morning right. Big Phil speaks, giving you his one-of-a-kind point of view. It's a GMG, and we're family. So as we count down to the start of the show, prepare for the unexpectedly. If you know, you know. Tell 1 to 7 of your friends to come in. Share your love for the show. We're about to begin. The GMG countdown.
It's time to wake yourself up. It's the Good Morning Gang morning show. You feel me?
Good morning to you.
Hey, looky, what do we have here? I don't know, probably the best morning show ever hit the atmosphere. Let's be clear, there's plenty others that do it B.I.G., but keep it at a buck though, none to get you up though like G&G. With all the news and real point of views you can use, light and heavy topics we peruse, even a laugh or two. What you talking? Good morning, gang, be the issue, and take your friends and them can and all come on in, tune in. You ain't gonna want them mistake, and even the trolls and haters that hate us, we end up being their favorite. Cause from 8 to 10, we get it in, believe that. I mean, from where else could you go when you were part of the show? Definitely GMG, cause when you show love, we show love back. First thing in the morning, we get you through, so after the yawning, wash up and wipe your face, get your snacks and come on in, get comfy, but most importantly, in all caps,
Do 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 do. Good morning, gang. Good morning. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Yeah, baby. Listen, it's your boy, Big Phil Speaks. And this is the Good Morning Gang morning show, brought to you by myself and that good GMG, Good Money Gang. Listen, before I get started, I got to give the warning up. Before I do the roll call, let me give you this warning so we can get to going, huh? Because there's gonna be a lot to talk about and unpack today. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, warning, huh?
Warning, warning, warning.
Federal law, Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107 allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted material under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. Fair use allows for the quoting of copyrighted material in the creation of a new work for purposes included but not limited to criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. Fair use preserves the free flow of culture, baby. That part.
That piggity I'm talking about. Listen, yes. Before I go forward, let me let y'all in on something. My co-host, who probably will be in the comments or whatever the case may be, it was a technical glitch or whatever the case may be. So she unfortunately won't be joining us today, but she will be here Wednesday morning with us on the Good Morning Gang Morning Show. Shout out to my co-host, Valentine, the Love Queen. We got you. We family here, GMG. So, you know, when things happen, they happen. But guess what? We hold it down. That part right there. Who we got in the building? Ooh, 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 ooh. Polo Dolo riding solo from that Kansas City way. Crack Baby, Trick Baby. Hey, salute to you, Crack Baby, Trick Baby. Celebrates 15 months of membership. I really appreciate that because you ain't had to and you chose to. Got love for you. You hear me? Zola, happy Monday, GMG, huh? Sexy Sugar Mama. Good morning, huh? Yeah, Peep Scheme, Wagwan, Brethren. Salute. Who else we got in the building, huh? Des indeed, part of that HR team. What's goody like the ma? What's upper? Super. Listen, who else we got in here? Phantom Beats, top of the top. Listen, salute. Hill bread there. Turn around for what? Nah, but anyway. Nah, don't do it, Des. It's technical difficulties. That's all it is. Tiffany. Good morning to ye. I see you in the building. Over on IG Streets, Marquez Rita, BK Queen 88, Sandy Cruder, G-String 5 is over there. Come on over to the good YouTube. Why don't you, huh? Good morning. Listen, we in the building. I got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. I don't even know where I want to begin. But how was your weekend, huh? How was your weekend? Yes, indeed. Y'all know mine, it was filled up with a lot of different things. Ups, downs, and rounds and rounds. Listen, I'll say this. I started my day off lovely. Then I got into a little verbal dust up, or whatever the case may be. And then I ended it with, it was my son's birthday. Happy 20th birthday, Eli. Happy birthday, Elijah. Yeah. My young Padawan, Jaja Banks. Yeah, in the building. Salute. Yeah. So I feel good. Makes me feel good all over. Yeah, one of my tribe turned a dove. I told him like he had 10 new hairs on his chin just because he turned 20. I said, boy, one more year and you'll be that dub one. You hear me? One more year, you'll be that dub one, that deuce one. You feel me? Uptown J from around the way. What's up, Nelly Nail? I see you. Listen, thank y'all. Appreciate that. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Elijah, my son. Yeah. As I move forward, do me a favor, do me an honor. I know a lot of people are moving slow. I know there was spaces and lives and places that was litty all night in the city. Do your boy a favor, share this if you would, if you could. Yeah, I'm talking about. And for those watching and listening from other areas and places, do me the honor and favor and make sure them thumbs up, that you hit them thumbs up. Boop, boop. Oh, they done put the fireworks on it today, baby. And then, more importantly, if you have not done so, hit that subscribe button. Boop, boop. It's free. It don't cost you Nathan. But as you hit the thumbs up, if your YouTube has the feature, the height feature. Click that and height the video if you would. For mobile devices, click the three button, the three dot, what you call it? It'll drop down and it should say height right there. Click that for your boy. For everybody else, it should be under the video somewhere so that we can get out there to the algorithm. Something heavy like, you feel me? That part right there. Listen. As I move forward, ladies, I'm moving too fast. Make sure you hit the notification bell, something like this. So you be in the know whenever the Good Morning Gang morning show drops. What? Whenever Feel the Love Friday drops. What? Or anything else that I put on this good Big Phil Speaks channel. What? You'll be amongst the first to know. Listen, I'm going to keep it pushing and keep it on with the keep on. Listen, this first one is for the ladies. It's for the ladies. Ladies, we need you to be safe out here. And this is from a fellow woman, but she happens to also to be a police officer, whatever the case may be. Ladies, pay attention. Fellas, pay attention. We need to keep our ladies safe, huh? And ourselves as well, because they snatching us too. I've been hearing of an uptick of dudes getting snatched too. So listen, y'all pay attention. Be safe out here, huh? Watch this.
Okay, here's a safety tip from a female officer to other females. When driving home, I would say at night, but really, the world is so crazy now. Always. Pay close attention to who's behind you. Constantly look in your rearview mirror to see if you still see this particular vehicle behind you. Know at least 3 ways to get home. This is something that I taught my then teenage daughter, and she still does it to this day, if she feels like someone's following her. In one of those 3 ways that you go home, one of those ways should be like a complete circle. It was a street in our neighborhood that literally led to nowhere. You went down the street, and if you just kept going, it made a complete circle. That way, she knew if this person was still behind her, they were most definitely following her. And then she should not come home. She should call me or her dad. Have a street like that. You may not be able to make a complete circle. Make unnecessary turns. Go all the way down somewhere and then turn back around and come back. If they're still following you, they're following you. So, just a little tip. Y'all be safe. Be careful. Love y'all.
You heard it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Be safe. Be careful, because you just don't know. And I think that's an excellent idea. Pay attention to your mirrors, your side views, and your rear view mirror. If you feel like somebody's following you, drive past your house. Get on the phone. Hey, babe, I need you to come outside. Hey, sis, I need you to come outside. Hey, mama, hey, daddy, I'm about to ride past your house. I think somebody might be following me. Or go somewhere, or call a friend, a good girlfriend, a good homie, and let them know, listen, I'm going to move around. I'm not coming straight home or until you can come outside. Or, babe, you out and about. I need to come by near where you at. You step outside, please. I think somebody's following me. Y'all be safe out here, huh? Y'all be safe out here. Hold on a second. All right, boom, got it. Y'all be safe out here. Moving on with the move on. Moving on with the move on. Da-da-da-da. Hold on one second. Bop, 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 bop. Slowly. What I do with it? Okay, let me move this up. Bomb. Okay. All right, we moving on with the move on, ladies and gentlemen. Who else we got in the building? I think I seen some people come in. Connie Baptiste is in the building. Good morning to you, Connie. Good morning. Scales Scrupulatory, what's goody like the mob, huh? Salute. I see you in the building. This next one is a father's tough love. There's been a lot of conversation over the weekend on these internet streets about tough love, and I might do something about that on Wednesday, or I might talk about a little bit about not that, but about tough love near the end of this show. I may or may not or whatever. But this here shows a father's tough love. Some of y'all might feel away. Some of y'all gonna be like, whatever side you choose, have at it. But I think he's trying to show his young man, listen, you are more than what you think you are. You are more than what the world wants you to be. And I refuse to let you go to the streets and to your own bullshiggery, even at your age. Discipline is mandatory. And guess what? I'm your daddy. I'm here. And it's my job to get you right. Check this out, huh? Tough love.
I promise I will be good in school. I'm not lying.
I already told you. You want to keep being bad in school again? We coming back to the park every time. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You got me outside. Cool. Yo, make it in 30 seconds. No, baseline. Behind the line. Behind the white line. Sprint. 17 seconds. 10 seconds. 6, 5. You're not going to make it. Baseline, back, now. And if you drop down, you're starting all over. Put your hands all the way out. You go to school to learn. You respect your teachers. Say, I respect my teacher. Again, I respect my teacher. Get up. Start all over now. Get up.
It's the whistle for me.
No. Box over. Start it over now. You missed the corner over there. Start all over. Back to the baseline now. Back to the baseline. If I don't discipline you, guess what? The court system will. The streets will. If I don't do what I'm doing right now, the court system will or the streets will. So I'm going to do it right now because I refuse to lose it to the streets. Go! Get up! Get up! Right? Get up! Yes, you can. Get through it. Do it now. Well, it was a 15-year-old that shot and killed my brother. My twin brother, 15-year-old, shot and killed my brother. My mother walk around every day now on this earth with a lost son. She lost her son. Y'all crazy. I refuse to lose my son to gang violence. Baseline, run! That's how I'm feeling. If you ain't never lose somebody to gang violence, do not DM me and tell me it's 4 o'clock in the morning, he should be in bed. That wonder why we got so many YNs shooting people, killing people, acting crazy outside when it get hot outside, because they grew up with no father. That's why. He's not doing none of that. He got a father. Too slow. Baseline. Baseline. You said what?
I promise I will be good in school. I'm not lying.
Oh, you're not lying? You're going to be good at school? You sure? You promise?
Yes, I promise. I promise.
You promise? You promise?
Yes, I promise.
Okay, you ready to go home now? Squat! It don't work like that. Squat! Squat! Thank you. Squat! I'm talking to myself. I'm telling him, you know I love you, bro.
I love you too.
You love me too? You know why daddy is doing these things. I want you to be better than me when you get older.
I still remember that.
What you remember?
I remember that you said you have to be strict, and when I grow up, I'll be better than you.
And some of y'all gonna feel away. Some of y'all gonna be like, why he had to do him like that? Why he had to record it? Why 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning? I get that. But the biggest thing of what he said was, if I don't do this now, the state, the courts gonna do it later. And a lot of people complain about tough love, but they got nothing to say about the state or the courts divvying out tough love when it's too late. You should want to have your children disciplined so that later on they don't have to be disciplined by the state or the courts. I would rather that for any father any day than them to have to bury their child, than them to have to stand in a courtroom to show moral support, and that child may or may not be getting a whole lot of years or whatever the case may be, losing their freedom, losing their life. Understand, That right there to me is dope. Might for some it might have been a little too hard, especially your mother, especially the mothers. Be like, oh, he's just a little boy. But it takes a man to turn a young boy into a man. Understand that, ladies. And sometimes, as much as you might not like it, sometimes if the man is in the child's life, you have to step out of the way and let him father that child so that he can grow up and be a respectable, honorable young man for somebody else, somebody's child, daughter, or whatever the case may be. I think that was super dope. As long as his mother don't step in, young and gonna be good. That's what I'm talking. That's what I was just saying. This was just saying, Scales. That's what I was just saying. As somebody who was predominantly raised by his mother, or whatever the case may be, I told this story before. It kind of hurt my mother when I said it as an adult. I told my mother, I said, you gave me the world. You get as much as you could. You gave me love, compassion, nourishing, and all the things. I said the one thing that you could never do for me was be a father. No matter how much you tried to fill in that gap or that void, you just couldn't do it because there's certain things that as a man and you being a woman, you can't understand. I said you can understand what you would like to see in a man, but you can't understand what it means to be a man or a boy trying to grow into a man. She started crying. It hurt me to see my mother crying, but she understood what I was saying because in no way was I trying to be disrespectful or hurt my mother. I was just saying in that moment, as I grew up, I just realized what it was and what was missing and what, what it was. But after saying it, I definitely gave my mother all her flowers. Chop Chop, what's goody like the mob? I see you over there on IG. I'm over there on YouTube, brother. Salute. Boxing legend, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. Salute. Kudos to that father. That's a fact. Hopefully that child soaks it up. That right there, peep scheme, because as a parent, you hope that your children absorb everything that you teach them, and that in the moment when it's most necessary, that it comes to mind. Because peer pressure, society, and internet, and all the trappings and all the laws, sometimes can take a whole lot of precedence when it comes to things going on, right? However, you hope that the teachings that you instilled in your child or children, that they come to bear in those moments that they definitely needed the most. Charlie Hustle, salute. What's goody like the mob, huh? The state and courts will blame you for whatever your child does if you don't discipline them. At least you do it out of love. The streets do it. Don't give a damn. That's a fact. Angie, what's goody like the mob, GMG? And look, in DC, they just put some legislation on the table. They trying to pass it to whereas if your children get in trouble, the parents gonna get up to 6 months in jail. The parents are gonna get up to 6 months in jail. Hear me again. Your child, your teenager get in trouble, you can get up to 6 months in jail if you in the DC area or DC itself, Washington, DC, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was DC. I said, wow. I understand it to a certain degree, but it's like, wow. All you good job having parents who either ain't spending enough time with your children or instilling the right things, and your children out here running amok, you might be getting 6 months. Now, this is the problem. This is the problem with that, right? On the one hand, they don't want you to be too strict with your child. They don't want you to do, was it capital punishment, corporate punishment, with you spank your child. They don't want you spanking your children no more. They don't want you doing certain things, but then they want to punish you when you ain't got enough of a reign on your children. So it's kind of a catch-22. y'all be careful and parent how you see fit. Long as you're being a good parent in your child's life and trying to raise them up to be better than we all were. No matter how good you were or how bad you were of a person, raise your children up to be the best that they can be. That part. Connie, Lady Costanita, good morning to ye. How will what help, Angie? How will what help? Can't no woman teach a boy how to be a man? That's a fact. That's a fact, Amundo. That was one of the toughest conversations I had to that's one of the toughest conversations I had with my mother as an adult or whatever the case may be. That was one of the what you call it? Spare the rod, spoil the child. That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, you talking about Howard sending them to jail. That's what I'm saying, Angie. It's kind of a catch-22. It's like a rock, a hard place, in a pit bull that they putting parents in. They don't want you to discipline your children. They want to be able the ones to discipline your children, but then want to punish you for not disciplining your children or keeping your children in line. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. It's almost like you be damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why I said at least parents, just be the best parents you could be. I would rather be judged for disciplining my children and making sure they're good than to do nothing and let this world discipline my children. You feel me? Okay, so it's all right for the government to take your rights away from you for spanking your child, but they want to punish you for being lenient with them. I'm sorry, I spanked mine. Sexy sugar mama, that part. That part. Some people don't believe in spankings and all that, and that's cool. That's your choice. And some people do. Cool, that's your choice. The point of the matter is it's almost is a hypocrisy. Like they want to usurp your parental rights, but at the same time punishing you for not exercising your parental rights. It's like, what you want me to do? You want me to discipline? You want me to punish? You want me to do the things, or you don't? Which one is it? And to me, it's almost like the government trying to play with you, keep you on a puppet string. Nah, you can't do this. Nah, you should have did it. Nah, don't do this. Nah, you should have did it, and punish you for that. It was some ass whooping going on around here. Nelly Nell, I bet it was. I bet it was. I know I got my fair share. You hear me? But I was a little badass little dog. You hear me? I'm not saying whoop them all the time, but in some, yeah, of course, Angie. And then and as parents, as parents, y'all know your kids, you know your children, you know who what type of discipline they need or don't need. You know what's effective in your life or in your family and what's not, or whatever the case may be. But with the uptick of a lot of children talking back to their parents and all the things like acting grown and bucking up at their parents as little kids and all. I mean, period. But I'm just saying, little kids doing it, and them little kids become teenagers. They get a little size on them and think they're a little bit bigger, and you can't tell them what to do. And all. Man, ain't no way in hell a child of mine is gonna come at me like that. It's gonna be a problem. You hear me? You hear me? Jazzy, good morning to ye. Good morning. Yeah. We as parents we are supposed to be the foundation of our children's upbringing. The things that they learn initially are supposed to come from us. Good habits, they learn from us. Bad habits, they learn from us. Characteristics, certain things that we do, the way in which we do things, they pick that up from us. So why would we not train up a child in the way in which they should go? And like Angie said, there is a biblical scripture where it says, "Spare the rod, spoil the child." There's another one where I think it was Moses, I forget, said, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." One is for correction, one is a help. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Or was it cover me? Comfort me. I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I mean. Now, all of them are grown and well off without ever having been in trouble with the law or disrespecting me themselves or others. I have one of One left, 17. She's trying me, but I mink that. Hey, Dale, tell him you give him the uptown shuffle, huh? Mink. Damn it, Jim. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Nelly Nell's kids are very upstanding and productive. We all turned out all right. We were spanked, not abused. We in turn did the same to ours, and they're still around to attest to it. These kids don't fear anything anyone. That's it right there, sexy sugar mama. That's it right there. Angie says, shit, I'm 4'10", and my kids never jumped in my face. I love them to death. I know that's right, Angie. I know that's right. And you should. And you should. Listen, we are the ones that are responsible at the end of the day for what happens with our children until they become to a certain age where they are responsible for their own actions and doings. It is our responsibilities to make sure our children are the best that they could ever be in this world. I couldn't repeat that. I mean, I could repeat that 1,000 times, but I can't say it no better. We are responsible. Don't let your city or your state usurp your parental rights and have you operating as if their children are the wards of court, meaning that they basically become the guardian or the parent over your children, and you're just in the way, basically. Because if not, you'll end up in a situation like if they pass this law and your ass gonna go to jail for something that your child did only because you can't discipline them in the way that you think you should because of certain laws or statutes on the books in your area. I'm just saying, huh? They swear we so lame too. Now it's my daughter mouth. I be like, girl, I'll go at it with you. Listen, listen. The kids definitely be thinking like we don't know what's hip and all that. Oh, dad, you don't understand, dad. I'm like, ain't nothing new under the sun. The lingo might be a little bit different, but the hustle is the same. The grind is the same. The temptations are all the same. Aled Sosa, what's goody like the mob? Salute. Glad to see you in here, my brother. Met him yesterday on my roundabouts or whatever the case may be. Yeah, and he tapped in ASAP like Rocky. Salute, my brother. I'm over on the good YouTube, huh? Listen, they swear up and down that we don't know nothing, that we over the hill, that we done lost it, that we don't know what's going on. There's nothing new under the sun. They might have changed up a drug or two. They might have changed up the lingo. They might have tightened up some pants or cut off a shirt or something different than how we wore it, but at the same time, it's the same old, same old. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong, and what's real is what's real. And at the end of the day, real is gonna recognize and respect real all day. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be a parent. I'm gonna be a parent before anything else. Before I'm Big Phil Speaks, I'm daddy. Before Big Phil Speaks, I'm a father. Whether I'm the best father or just trying to make it, I'm a father first, and then everything else forms around that. And my children and their health and their safety is more important than any other bullshit that can exist in this world to me. And I'm gonna make sure mines don't end up in the system as much as possible, as much as I can. Now, once they get to a certain age, the bullshittery they do is on them. I got nothing. After they become responsible adults and do what they do, they know that for every action, there's a reaction. For anything that they do, there's either a punishment or a reward. You hear me? That part. You out there? Salute, my brother. You salute. Anyway, I'm gonna push on. I'm gonna move on, or whatever the case may be. Listen, this next story, right? We've talked a lot about Cat Williams, how funny Cat Williams is, how hilarious, how on point he is with the things that he talks about, discuss, and exposes in people. But we don't give enough props to Cat Williams on his humanitarian work, things that he does for people behind the scenes that don't necessarily get talked about or whatever the case may be. I want to give this brother his flowers. You hear me? His flowers. For a lot of y'all remember this lady, Andale from the Parkers. Y'all remember Andale's, right? It says Cat Williams took care of actress Yvette Wilson from the day she got diagnosed with cancer all the way up till the day she died. In March 2024, Monique, that starred in the Parkers, shared a heartfelt story about an act of compassion shown by Cat Williams toward actress Yvette Wilson during the final stage of her life. Wilson, widely recognized for portraying Andale on the popular sitcom The Parkers, faced serious health challenges before her passing in 2012. According to Monique, Cat Williams stepped in to help care for and support Wilson during her illness when she needed encouragement and assistance the most. She described his actions as an example of quietly standing by a fellow entertainer through a difficult season. The story offers insight into moments of compassion and loyalty that often remain unseen behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. Yvette Wilson's performances brought joy and laughter brought joy and laughter to many viewers over the years, and stories like this continue to remind people of the importance of supporting one another through hardship and adversity. Brother Cat Williams, that's a fact. Real is rare. Cat Williams, I tip my hat to you, my brother. I tip my hat to you, because that's dope. You hear me? I've heard multiple stories of you standing in the gap for people, looking out for people, and it doesn't necessarily hit the wire. Only certain things that you say hit the wire, whether it be a joke, whether it be exposing something, whether it be an outlandish thought, whatever the case may be. It hits these internet streets, but the acts of kindness, the philanthropic things that you do, the humanitarian things that you do, the empathetic things that you do, don't necessarily hit these internet streets like I think they should, because people need to see more representations of us standing in the gap for us and being there for us. Yeah, dope. You feel me? I saw that. I said, yeah, I got to include that in the morning show, because we talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I try to create a balance in the things that I talk about, and this one was definitely a good story. Even this next story coming up. You heard about him. Where you at? You heard about this brother creating a film studio in Shreveport, Louisiana. You've heard about this brother and all his Power series and all his rap accolades and rap beefs, or whatever the case may be. You've heard about him trolling, master troll, master memeologist when it comes to putting up content on his page. Brother 50 Cent. This came across my wire, and I said, this brother deserves his flowers for this right here as well. Bless you, Cat Williams. You do things without looking for any accolades. That part right there. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson is doing big things out here, and I think sometimes only the drama or the viral moments are spoke about, or whatever the case may be. In this instance, 50 Cent quietly purchased 500 low-cost homes in the underserved areas of Detroit, transforming them into free housing for single mothers and struggling underground artists. Once dilapidated and abandoned, the houses were restored almost simultaneously. New roofs installed, getting tongue twisted, reliable electricity and water systems put in place, and walls repainted in bright, uplifting colors. Speaking about the project, 50 Cent reportedly said, I came from nothing, so I know what it feels like to not have a place that's really yours. This isn't charity. This is about giving people a real shot. Shout out to you, 50 Cent. Hat off to you, my brother, as well. Ain't that? What's up, Sibley Nathan came around the way. Listen, 50 Cent, Curtis. I give you the 21 gun salute on that. That's man time, or whatever the case may be. Things like this that you don't often hear of, and you haven't heard him bragging about it all over social media, none of those things, to where, it's like, he's doing it for clout, or he's doing it for this. This is something he's quietly done, to my understanding, to help out people. 500 homes. 500 homes. There's a lot of celebrities that ain't done nothing like that, but then there's other celebrities that have done things like that. But 500 homes for 500 families. That right there is a dope situation. And it's being reported that it's free housing. Free housing. I don't know if it's temporary housing. I don't know how long they get to stay there. I don't know what the ins and outs of it is, but 500 homes for people to get either off the street or out of the shelters and get something to call their own or have a roof over their head, to me is dope. That's a fact, Young Dread. Salute, Young Dread, salute. Look at Uptown J. That's why I love him. That's why I love 50. Yeah. LOL. I think he liked to seem like a villain. He liked to troll. He liked to troll. He liked to, you know what I'm saying, poke at people a little bit. But he does it. I say Jim Jones and a couple others, they become masters at manipulating. I ain't gonna say manipulating, using social media to stay in the algorithm, to stay relevant in whatever capacity, whether it be his music, whether it be his entrepreneurial endeavors, directorial endeavors, putting on power and all these things. And now with his philanthropic efforts with these homes for people, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I think that this here is a dope situation. I just wish that more of our celebrity individuals and powerful individuals would do something more of the like. Invest in homes, invest in schools and school systems, whether they are public school systems or charter school systems. Probably more so charter schools, because they can expand the curriculum. They can expand what the children learn or whatever the case may be. Whereas public school systems are bound by the bullshittery that they're mandated to only teach X, Y, and Z. In charter school systems and private school systems, you can expand that and actually really get down to teaching things that are necessary and extras that will help grow a child's mind or whatever. I'm going to keep pushing, though. I'm going to keep pushing. Right, Nelly Netar. Ooh, I love me some 50. I don't even keep dollars around my house. I keep a whole lot of 50-cent pieces, huh? I just wish they had his face on them. That's a fact, Sexy Sugar Mama. Props for him for doing that or whatever. This next one, man. This next one, listen. As children, we done did a lot of things. Some people called it ding dong ditch. Some called it knocking, all kinds of things. Running up to people's doors, knocking on their doors, doing all kinds of things. Well, this little boy here, boy, he called himself, I guess, ding dong ditching or knocking, but he did it with his foot or whatever the case may be, and ran off or whatever the case may be. Got himself in trouble. Trouble. Listen, kids gonna learn. We in a different time and a different age, and they starting to not treat our kids like kids no more. They locking them up, and unfortunately, this kid learns the hard way with pranking and ding dong ditching and all the things what can come with it. Listen, watch this.
This is just a lesson we learn, right? Not to knock on doors and do dumb stuff, right?
Only if they subpoena me, I don't mind going. I don't mind, buddy. Listen, you're not a bad kid, bro. Just hanging out with people you're hanging out with. Listen to mom, listen to dad. They always got your best interest, bro. Alright, so just listen to them, you'll be fine. Alright, this is just a minor stepping stone in life. You'll be alright.
I hate myself.
Don't hate yourself. You'll be alright, buddy. You'll be alright. Listen, I promise you're still gonna be able to become a cop. I promise you that. Alright? So don't worry about any of this stuff. This is just a minor stepping stone in life. You'll be alright. Okay? Alright, buddy? So
But these Ring cameras, these Vivint cameras and Blink cameras and all these different brands of these cameras and doorbells that bing, bing, bing. And someone whistle at you, try to get your attention so you can look up to the camera. Stupid shit, right? They're watching you. These kids got to understand the things we did as youngins, you ain't quite getting away with it no more. You ain't getting away with it no more. Nah, you ain't getting away with it no more. But at the end of the day, you do stupid things, you get stupid prizes. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. In this day and age, people are getting shot and hurt for playing in people's yards and knocking on the wrong doors and all these things. So we have to teach our youth to be careful out here. Peer pressure is a mug, and it sounds like from just what they were saying, because the officer and the people you're hanging around, maybe he was put up to doing it as a prank or whatever the case may be. We got to teach our children to be leaders mentally, to not follow the crowd or to do everything and anything that is asked of them by their peers or whatever the case may be, to not be a stunt dummy or a fall guy for the hood or whatever the case may be, because you might end up in the back of a vehicle. Now this boy, of course, he's a juvenile, so the case will probably, I don't know, he gonna probably get a little slap on the wrist, if anything, but now he has a juvenile record just because of this, unless the judge throws it out and it gets expunged. If it doesn't, then he'll have a little juvenile record, probably get a little slap on the wrist. Hopefully this shakes him up, wakes him up, so that when he gets older, he won't end up in the back of a police car for real. But yeah, teach your kids not to be doing the ding dong ditch or the knuckle knocking, as we used to call it, huh? Yeah, kids do that. That's a fact, but that don't make it right. It don't make it right. I know I did it. I know I did it especially when we moved to Summer Hills. When we moved to Summer Hills and all of my apartments, we used to go around building to building, nigga knocking, running. We ain't run to the elevator. We ran to the stairwell. It was stairwells on both ends of the building, and then the elevator towards the middle, or whatever the case may be. We would have run to the stairs and go. We would go around different floors. Sometimes people would come out their door and chase after us. Some people would come and try to chase after us because they knew what we was doing or whatever, because they experienced it from us a time of 12, because we did it often. We was some wild kids. You hear me? Judge should throw it out. I would say so too, Nate, but you never know in this day and age. You never know in this day and time. Excuse me, sorry. You never know what a judge is going to do. If a judge is going to have a heart or a judge is going to act like a dick. You never know. Which way do I want to go? I want to do this one. Y'all know Tupac brother Mo Preem, right? From Thug Life and all that. Y'all know Tupac's brother Mo Preem. I was this years old, a couple days ago, matter of fact, yesterday, when I found out that Mo Preem was the rapper in the Tony song "Feels Good." Yeah, if I could use that and put that in part of the show, feels good, and just had the verbiage PHEEL as opposed to the FEEL, I'd use that song. But anyway, I was just this years old when I found out that he sung part of that he did the rap on the Tony album. How many times did you tumble down the stairs? Not once. Sexy Sugar Mama, I was very athletic and very agile as a youth. I would jump down the stairs, jump down a flight of steps, and keep it pushing, because sometimes you had to get out of Dodge. Whatever. We played ding dong ditch or knocking, as we call it. We call chase and beat up, where the older kids would chase us. We had to hide. If they found us, they went to our body or whatever the case may be. So you had to be able to move. You had to be able to get out of Dodge. I was very much in shape and could get it. You hear me? Pause. No Diddy. Anywho, if y'all wondering what song I'm talking about and who Mo Preem is, you probably remember him by face when you see him. Frank Murphy, what's good? Goody like the mob, DC Mumbo Sauce.
My first record was with Tony.
Mercedes, the mellow, quite a nice fellow. Met 3T, hit a rhyme a cappella. How does that even happen?
That happens by sticking to your dreams. I was a young hip hopper from New York. I was in the military. When I got out the military, I had a little change in my pocket, and I put myself in the studio. The producer that I was working with just happened to be the brother of Elijah Baker, the bassist for Tony.
Wow.
They was listening to my music when they came into my session. We all met later on that night. Elijah's brother, he said, yo, the Tonys want to know if you want to get on this joint. They was going to have MC Hammer to do it, but he kind of pricey.
Hammer time.
Hammer was the man, so they gave me a shot. I went to Raphael's house over in East Oakland. He played it for me. I was like, oh, this is a hit.
You knew, huh?
Yeah, still to this day.
Yeah.
I was right. I shot my shot.
They had the rhythm and I had the rhyme. So then I hit it that one more time. I thought it said most ladies and fellows. I looked it up today just to see what you started off with. This said his name the whole time. This is name.
I'm trained to the game. I had to put my title on that. Mercedes the mellow.
How iconic is that for you to have the wherewithal to be like, look, I know this is a hit record. I'm putting my name all on this.
Marketing, branding.
Absolutely.
It worked out and then they worked it in. Tony has done it again.
I thought it was too most ladies and fellas, but it's Mercedes, the mellow. I said, ain't that something? Notorious. Good morning to ye. Good morning to ye. For those just coming in, tapping in, tune in, y'all know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 304 of them things. Pause. Pay attention. Pay attention. The things we do, the things we entertain, the things that are making us zombie-like, making us so cold to each other in compassion and humanity. You see the t-shirts, social media junkie. I'm a baddie, right? I do anything for clout. I thrive on toxicity. It's something that a lot of us are succumbing to. A lot of us are dealing with. A lot of us are allowing to permeate our everyday. Every day. When I designed this thumbnail, I said, how do I want this to look? How do I want this to look? And that presentation came out eloquently. You hear me? Eloquently. Episode 304 of them things. Pay attention. Yeah. Momo Sauce said January 6 rioters are going to get reparations before Black Americans. Yeah, probably so. It's the society and world we living in. Now what? What we going to do about it? We going to sit there and put our face in the pillow and cry about it? Or we going to get up, get out, and get something? We gonna make amends with our brothers and sisters and become a community again? Or we going to start circulating our dollars within our communities so that we can have that economic power again? Are we going to start educating and re-educating ourselves so we can't be mentally trapped in? What we going to do about it? Because crying about who going to get reparations and who not, how many years we should have got reparations years ago, right? If it never comes, which I don't think it will, but if it never comes, what we gonna do about it? Sit there and moan and groan about it, or we gonna get up, get out, and get something? That part, I'm gonna keep it pushing. Now, ladies. Nah, I'm gonna save that one. Save that because that's gonna flow into something else. This Bama ass Oklahoma state representative, I'm gonna give him this Bama Hill Award for this episode. I'm gonna give him this Bama Hill Award for this episode because I know times were different years ago, but this Oklahoma state representative is defending child marriage. This Oklahoma state representative, Billy Bob Norton, is defending child marriage, and I think this shit is wicked. Y'all pay attention to this.
This Bama here.
What they want to change that to is now an 18-year-old would be the only age you could get married at. So they want to take away the parents' right to give a 16-year-old permission to get married. Now, in cases of pregnancy, or there are cases where a parent might want to give their kid permission to get married, and I think that's between those young people and the parents. And so I don't think the government should be telling us, the people, what to do with our kids.
I think that y'all got more important business to be defending the rights for underage people to get married. I think that that's some bullshittery. We are not in the olden days. One, two, the fact that you sitting up here on a platform defending that kind of says that your ass is a sick old predatorial bastard. That's what it seems like to me, or whatever the case may be. I think that you should let children be children, let them grow up accordingly and get married at appropriate age. 18 is even kind of cutting it close because people coming out of school are still in school at 18 and barely know what they're doing in this world, let alone to be tied one to another. However, I think people should be of a sound mind and of a sound age to be able to get married. And if they say 18 is that, then 18 is that. But to sit there and say that children should be able to get married sounds to me that some sick old bastards want them a little young underage tenderoni, and that's foul to me. I don't play with it. I don't rock with that. You know, people got their opinions on it, but at the same time, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I don't give a damn what other countries do. I don't give a damn what is allowed and tolerated in this place or this space or whatever the case may be. Let our children grow up and make responsible decisions. Don't make decisions for them or allow them to make immature, irrational, impulsive decisions that might impact their life in a negative way for a lot of years to come. Understand that. Understand that. Some would say, well, they used to do it. They used to allow it and all the things. Yeah, they did. They did. And still do in some states. But that don't make it right. That don't make it morally right. That don't mean that makes it the best thing to do, even for the child or whatever the case may be, or for the whatever situation they're in or got themselves into. Because sometimes some of those things be cover-ups. And sometimes you push your child off into an abusive situation. Sometimes you're pushing your child into something that they really don't want to be involved with or don't know what they're really getting into, and it becomes something different. It is ridiculous, Jay. It's definitely ridiculous. Definitely ridiculous. I ain't gonna stay there on that one too long. However, I had to talk about that. Why not let them get out of their teenage years first? Most of these children aren't even capable of making life-changing decisions in their 20s. Huh? That part. That's that part right there. That part right there. I'm gonna move on. I wasn't even myself at 21. Listen, no matter how intelligent a child is, no matter how smart they are, no matter how brilliant they are, no matter how gifted they are, there's certain areas of a child that a child like. There's certain areas of a teenager that a adolescent like. Let these children grow up to be something more than just somebody's toy or pet. Because a lot of times these bastards, these older bastards that are marrying like young girls, and I don't mean like older in age and marrying somebody that's in their 20s, 30s, or whatever. I'm talking about these bastards that's marrying underage girls. They sick individuals and they looking for somebody to control, dominate, and or do other despicable things to or whatever. So whoever's in Oklahoma, y'all need to get that Bama out of office ASAP like Rocky. You need to get him out of office because mentalities like that are part of that good old boy system that is messing up America as we speak. My mindset not even the same when I was 19. Listen, I'm here listening, trying to get a bikini body for the summer. Well, maybe next summer. Look, Lady Costanita, have at it, have at it. She said, I'm trying to get my body yaddy right. But I'm moving on, right? Let me ask you a question, right? When does it be cool? Those of us that like music, whether it be hip hop, rap, R&B, soul, or whatever, when does it become cool to disrespect our icons, our legends, the people that have laid the foundation and or made it so that you could thrive in the industry that you're now in? When does that become cool? When should that happen? Okay, I get it if the legend or icon is a bad individual or a bad person or doing bad business or doing underhanded things or doing some scandalous stuff like that. But when does it become, oh, I got a text message that kind of threw me off. When does it become cool to disrespect our icons or whatever the case may be because you feel as though they are not of influence or you feel as though they're not important anymore? You feel as though they have no impact on culture then or anymore. Well, this right here, Max B, you just came home from jail, Slim. You just came home from jail, Slim, and to keep it a buck, even though certain individuals rock with you, your what you call it, your music has been mostly lackluster since you came home, champ. Your verbal sparring, your bars have been somewhat lackluster since you've been home, Slim. So how the hell you gonna talk about Big Daddy Kane or anybody else when you don't have the accolades, nor the catalog, nor the history in hip hop to open your mouth to speak on any of it? French Montana should have told you to shut the F up when you started into it. He should have said, nah, we not doing that. Instead of him kikiing and giggling like an old broad on the show. Gillian Wallow, y'all should have shut that down too. Gillian Wallow, y'all should have shut that down too. Marquise Best, what's goody like the mob? Salute. Max B, she said, who that? You know, we fly high, he's fly, ballin'. He's the one that supposedly wrote that hook or whatever the case may be, and certain other hooks. He was fly than ever. He got some bars. He could really rap, but at the same time, and he had some hits before he went to jail. But I thank you, Marquise, for reposting my live on X. I appreciate that. But for him to get on a podcast such as $1 Million Worth of Game to discuss and basically disrespect an icon in rap and hip hop is flawed. And you get it sometimes out of our youth, the youngins. But Max B is of an age now. I think he about 40-something years old or late 30s or something. He ain't no damn YN. He ain't no YM. He ain't no youngin. He ain't no teenager to not know better. You get what I'm saying? To not know better. Yeah. Yeah, that nigga. Y'all pay attention to this. We'll talk about it in a second. You hear me?
It's a run. Cause Kane and them been running since they started. They ain't stopped running.
Who, Kane?
Big Daddy Kane.
Where Kane at? I ain't see Kane. The last time you saw Big Daddy Kane.
Come on, man, don't do that shit.
Nigga, I just did 18 years like you. I ain't see Kane. Kane wasn't even on the kiosk. What is you talking about? Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. What the fuck?
This is a legend. This is a legend. Hold up,
y'all
man.
Niggas, I love y'all niggas, but I'm about to do a part 2. When I say something about a legend pussy, you step out on me, nigga. Don't be disrespecting a nigga. Now he can see it and say, who the fuck is Kane? I love Big Daddy Kane.
Because he might think I'm talking about,
I ain't seen that nigga since 19.
He might be saying, hold, let me correct you. He think, no. He think I'm talking about, no. He think I'm talking about Kane for minutes or somebody.
You said Big Daddy. I love Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's still performing all around the world.
Oh, God.
All right, what the fuck? You said New York. Where the fuck he at New York?
He can
what tapes and mixed singles that nigga got right now in the baby?
I ain't talking about tapes. I'm talking about like what? He's still performing.
Man, what have you done for me lately?
Max B has always been controversial, but Max B, that was some bam ass shiggity right there, Slim. That was some bam ass shiggity right there to fix your mouth to say anything about Big Daddy Kane. If Big Daddy Kane made no more music, the impact that he's had on hip hop with the music that he has put out is enough. Is enough. Is enough. But that's part of the problem. That's part of that's part of the problem. He's from New York, Marquise. He's from Harlem. Marquise, he's from New York. Yeah, he definitely tripping. Kane always been my favorite rapper. Salute to that, young Dre's. This is the problem in hip hop, especially. It's almost like we eat our own. We cannibalize our own. It's the only genre of music where we say that somebody's too old to continue to do it. Rock, R&B, soul, alternative music, gospel, you name it. You could be up to 100 years old and perform and or sing or play an instrument or do whatever it is you do, long as you're coherent and can do it. But only in hip hop do they try to outdate you and say that you can't do it or you need to step aside or whatever the case may be. When in all actuality, you got more of the legends and old school artists now charting and or putting out hits than a lot of the youngins are. Make that make sense. You got more in the last couple years, you got more veterans and or older rappers putting out work, getting paid, putting out projects, getting paid, making waves, making resurgences, making hip hop have a resurgence. That should be applauded and thanked, not spit on or talk down upon. I get it, Max B. You like, okay, I'm out. It's my turn. I get all that. But you got to be very careful about who and what you put your mouth on. Pause. No Diddy. A younger Kane probably would have approached him years ago. It probably would have been a real issue years ago. Shout out to Big Daddy Kane. He's more of a laid back, modest, humble fella these days than he was years ago. Years ago, French probably would have got touched. Max B probably would have got touched. And I ain't talking about with the guns. I'm talking about with these. With these. I'm just saying the fact that he could fix his mouth and Gilly and Wallow, y'all should Gilly, the way you was talking to Wallow, you should have been talking to Max B. I get it. Y'all need people to come on your platform and interview and all those things. But some shit need to be called out as sucker shit. Some shit need to be called out as unacceptable. Some things need to be put to rest. Some things need to be squashed. Some things need to be not tolerated, untolerated, or whatever the case may be. Y'all got to do better than that. Y'all definitely got to do better than that. All these young and sampling the older ones' music. That's a fact. Kane's still touring, even with his dancing Scoop and Scrap Lover, and still hitting all the moves, even at almost 60. That's a fact. That's a fact. These new age rappers ain't saying a damn thing. 80s, early 90s rap hip hop was and is still the best lyrically. I'm with you on that. There wouldn't be that's it right there. There wouldn't be a them without the ones who came before them. Max B, you wouldn't be doing what you doing if it wasn't for Kane. And then to say, well, I rock with Kane, I F with Kane, but then to talk shit about that's the problem. That's the problem with these social media streets. That's the problem with the environment that's been created and what we say is popping or lit and all the things, the talking out of both sides of one's face. And it happens a lot in the entertainment industry. It happens too much in the entertainment industry that people talk out of, they shake your hand out of with one hand, the other hand, they make signals to somebody like this Bama here, he's some shit. It's all kinds of sucker shit, false promises, fraudulent activities, people acting like they built a certain way and ain't built a certain way. I'm not talking about Max B or French or Gilly or Wallow, but I'm talking about in general. The industry is full of suckers, full of pervs, full of has-beens, full of wannabes, full of all kinds of bullshit. There's some good people. There are some solid people. it comes in a rarity, but there are some stand-up individuals in the industry, but there's a lot of wickedness and bullshiggery in the industry. That part. Trust me, I know from personal hand or whatever. Does he have any hits? He had a couple little songs that did a little something, but not that. I thought that was Jim, so he ain't doing too much, honestly. It became a big problem and whatnot of who wrote that hook and who didn't or whatever. But you can hear Max B's voice on that hook. You can hear Max B's voice on that hook or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. The problem is we need to pay homage and give respect to those that deserve our respect, that have paved the way for us to do things, whether it be in the civil rights movement, whether it be local in our streets, far as the community activists and leaders, whether it be the politicians that have done good work, whether it be our singers that have sang their ass off, whether it be the rappers that really rapped about something and really, laid the pavement for these type of rappers to come out here and talk about anything or a whole bunch of negative nothing or whatever the case may be. We got to pay homage. We should morally want to pay homage to these individuals. You ain't supposed to put people on a pedestal like that anyway, but at the same time, certain people deserve our respect for the accolades and the things that they did. I'm gonna just leave that there. And let's not forget the hits that Big Dad that Kane wrote for Biz. Excuse me. That's a fact. That's a fact, Young Dreads. Not only did Kane do his thing and write bars after bars, but he also wrote some of Biz earlier hits too. Make that make sense. Look, Nelly Nell said, "Oh, so he's a hookster." Not diminishing the hooksters though. Yeah, it came out right. Oh, you said the hookers. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Moving on, but yeah, Max B, put some respect on Big Daddy Kane name, huh? Put some respect on all the legends, huh? Before you get shut out and blackballed from your peoples, from your own peoples. You hear me? Listen, I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Where do I want to go from here? Where do I go from here? Let me get this Bama out the way. For the last 2-3 episodes, I've mentioned this Bama, right? I was gonna give him this Bama Here award for this episode, but I chose not to. Chud the Dud, Chud the Dizzard, Chud the Dud, locked up, high ass bail. He got the whimpering and want to cry in the court and all these things. No, Chud the Dub, you chimping, Chud the Dud. Y'all know who I'm talking about, Chud the Builder, Chud the Dud, you chimping. You had all this toughness about you and all these visceral things to say. Don't get in court and get the buckling down now, nugger. Listen, y'all watch this real quick and listen to that judge set that bizel, his eye than a mizug. You hear me?
I'm gonna set just a bond right now after we have our bail hearing. Then I'll let you make all the arguments. We can go through all the factors in the statute and see if that gets amended up or down. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set initial bond at $1.25 million.
1.25 of the
based upon the fact of how many people in the courtyard were here at the courthouse and the seriousness of all these felonies. What? And his bond status. What? Okay?
Yes, sir.
So the 26th at 9 o'clock, the 21st at 9 o'clock for a bond hearing, and then the 26th at 9 for a preliminary hearing right here.
Now, realistically, they probably gonna lower his bond. Realistically, maybe not, but realistically, they gonna lower his bond, or the judge might decide to keep it there to make an example out of this Bama for other people jumping out there trying to start race wars and race riots and all kinds of unrest. Bama's like him. You did it for the clout. Now you got to stand on your bullshiggery. And they saying he might even be in a little bit more trouble than that due to a tweet like this. It's a streamer who built his career provoking and harassing minorities for content has been charged with attempted murder. His own tweet didn't help the case, though. His own Twizzy didn't help. Boy, you's a fun dummy if I ever met one, Chud the Dud. You are a fun dummy if I ever met one. Where is this at? I'm trying to find something to read on this Bama, and I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dalton Etherly, a.k.a. Chud the Builder, b.k.a. Chud the Dud, built his entire career on one thing, racism. He would walk up to strangers in public, get in their faces, scream racial slurs at them, and film their reactions, all while reaching for his pistol, threatening their lives. In his eyes, the more extreme the response, the better the content. Chud called it entertainment. His followers called it free speech. He had hundreds of thousands of them. Last Friday night, Etherly showed up to Bob's Steak and Chop House in Nashville, Tennessee. He ordered 2 full entrees, appetizers, and drinks. The bill came to $371.55. The staff noticed he had been live streaming the entire meal despite being told not to when he walked in. When they asked him to stop, he started screaming, making racial statements, and caused a scene in front of the other diners. Then he walked out without paying. He was arrested outside and charged with theft of services, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Bond was set at $5,000 for that. 4 days later, he showed up to the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville to deal with a civil case. A credit card company was suing him over $3,300 in debt that he allegedly owed. A confrontation broke out outside the courthouse with another man. Etherly pulled out a gun and fired. He shot the other man and accidentally shot himself in the arm at the process. I thought it was the leg. In the arm in the process. He was put on a stretcher and live streamed himself asking paramedics, did I shoot myself or did it graze? Did it graze it? Before any of that happened, he had posted this on his social media. Series finale is dead chimp on the pavement and you monkey riding when I walk free. Stay tuned. That's going to come back to nip him in the bud. He is currently sitting in Montgomery County Jail. His bond was set this morning at $1.25 million. If convicted on all charges, he is facing a minimum of 21 years in prison. Not a maximum, a minimum of 21 years in prison with no parole eligibility and a maximum of 56 years. He went to court over 3,300. He left on a stretcher facing 80 years, and now he has a $1.25 million bond. Man, listen. That's what your Bama ass get, Mr. Chud the Dud. That's what you get. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, huh? Who's chimping now? Who's chimping now, huh? And I bet you when you get to where you need to be, things ain't gonna be easy. Hey, Tiger Cookie Grand Rising, I see you. She said Cheddar Cheese Chud was on a premeditated mission to take a black person's life. He was out on bond prior, never should have had a firearm. That part, huh? That's a fact. I'm over here on YouTube, Cookie. Talk Kim, what's good? Y'all come on over to YouTube. Let me keep it pushing. And I hope they put him in population. He ain't nobody to be in protective custody. That's a fact. Their obsession with us needs to be studied. No mercy, setting an example. They probably gonna come down on that 1.25, but I don't think that he has too much money that if they put it at 500,000 or if they put it at 250, depends. It depends if they give him 10%. They give him 10%, that's a whole nother ball game. But I think they did just what they should have did, and they should keep it there. 1.25, sit your ass down. You need time to think about what the hell it is your Bama ass done did and what you were trying to incite. That part right there. Listen, there's a lot that's been going on with Coach Stormy, with the FTC lawsuit, and then come to find out she's on probation for 20 years. For 20 years, she has to report to them and tell them any business moves she do, anywhere she go for 20 years, 20 of them things. All for making false accusations and selling hopes and dreams to millions of mostly women, some men, or whatever the case may be, saying that she can make them, allegedly saying she can make them millionaires within 90 days or whatever the case may be. Now all of a sudden she wants to be a relationship coach, a marriage coach. Ain't never been married, but wants to be a marital coach. Make that make sense. Y'all listen to Coach Stormy, how delusional she is in her conceitedness. Y'all pay attention, huh?
Money is the last thing. You can get money anywhere. But who can help you become a woman, a wife? A woman, I'm not even married, but I can teach you how to be a wife.
How you ain't even married, but you can teach somebody how to be a wife? And I could be wrong about that she was married before. I think she was married before, so let me retract that. How you going to teach somebody how to be a wife and you're not a wife? If you were married before, you can give advice as to things to do or not do within your marriage. You can do that. Or you can say, look for these signs of things, for issues. You could do that. But you not being a wife, you not showing by example. So how the hell you going to turn around and tell somebody else how to be a wife or show somebody how to be a wife? You can't show what you're not. You can't show what you're not. You can give advice. You can give opinion. You can give speculation, or you can talk out the side of your neck, but you damn sure can't show somebody without example, huh? She's trying to revamp her image, but she's full of it. It's all about the money for her, having others put in the work. She is a master scammer. That's by Tiger Cookie over on IG. Come on over to YouTube, Cookie. I bet they started a GoFundMe to get him out of jail. I just got a feeling they will. Last I checked, it wasn't, well, it was some money in there, but it wasn't a whole lot. But I don't know where it's at now, though. But hey, if he does get out of jail, excuse me, while facing this charge or whatever the case may be, he better sit his ass at home. He better sit down somewhere. He definitely better sit down somewhere. Now, moving on. There's been a lot of talk about Miss Dr. Cheyenne Bryant on both sides of the table. Some people saying, man, who cares about the doctorate? Who cares about if she's an actual doctor? And some people are saying it's a fraud. It's a lie to say you're a doctor and you're not actually a doctor. It's a lie to say that you went to school and got your doctorate as opposed to you buying a doctorate, because there's places and spaces where you can buy your doctorate for a couple of dollars, not even no real heavy money. And I'm not talking about from an accredited universe either. So you have to be careful about what it is you do. Look at Marquis, my boy Chud. That's brazy. But anywho, the problem is not necessarily whether she's an actual real doctor or not. It's more in some of her responses to the questions about her education that start to drum up questions and thoughts. Y'all pay attention to this.
She went on the Breakfast Club interview and she kind of messed up.
I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. There is a third party that has the records. Where I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years.
So now I go to Google and I ask Google, to get your records from the closed Argosy University, you should order transcripts and diplomas online through Parchment, right? So now Parchment is the third party company that she's speaking on. Let's go back to what she said.
Where I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years.
So 2 years. The third party only holds records for 2 years. How long does Parchment hold on to transcripts from Argosy University? So Parchment generally maintains access to digital records for closed institutions like Argosy University, often holding them for decades or indefinitely. This guy, ended up on my feed. His name is Dr. Dennis Winkler.
So today, May the 13th, 2026, is that today? I went ahead and I paid to see what my transcript, if I could get my transcript, and how long it would take.
Purchased his transcript 2 days ago, which is way past the 2-year mark that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant spoke on.
I received a receipt, website that everybody was talking about, Parchment Team. It then took me through a process to verify my email. Then it says access transcripts.
So basically, he got access to his transcripts within minutes.
Your boy is going to show.
That was all brought about and put together to say, hold up, some of the things you're saying are not adding up. Whoever's her PR, whoever's her management, if she has it, should be admonishing her to not say certain things or to answer certain questions in certain ways or whatever the case may be. Zion Kitten, good morning to ye. I see you in the building. Salute. Rich, happy birthday, young man. Happy birthday to ye. Yeah. This next clip is a brother, very intellectual brother that's weighing in on this Dr. Cheyenne Bryant situation. Wednesday, my co-host is going to go in a deeper dive on this whole thing. She was going to do it today or whatever, but like I said, technical difficulties precluded her from being able to do so. But this brother here, check out what he has to say about the whole situation.
Everybody blaming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, I don't know her name. Everybody blaming her, but nobody's asking the bigger questions. Why do these platforms keep choosing internet personalities over highly accomplished, licensed psychologists and academically respected PhD holders? The blacks are picking the wrong blacks. That says more about the audience and media culture than it does about her. Social media doesn't reward the most qualified person. It rewards people who communicate the simplest or who is emotionally entertaining, who goes viral, who sounds relatable, and who people feel connected to, even if it connects to their trauma. A lot of actual scholars, researchers, and licensed psychologists are buried in university journals, conferences, and classrooms while influencers dominate the algorithm. So if platforms keep calling her instead of credentialed experts, maybe the issue isn't just her. Maybe the public no longer values expertise unless it comes packaged as entertainment. We created a culture where charisma often outranks credentials. Whether she is right or wrong, whether she is lying or not, half of you blacks on here lied on your resume. And the great majority of y'all pastors on here are being called Dr. Whatever. And y'all only did a 6 weeks doctoral program from Timu. Now, as far as me, that is on his last semester of his PhD in educational leadership and counseling at Prairie View A&M University, I'll be damned if I can't find my transcript nowhere. All because the university decided to shut down. This is coming from somebody who has a bachelor's in communications and a minor in music. This is also coming from somebody who has a master's degree in community development. This is coming from somebody who just completed 3 years of coursework and a PhD program at a HBCU. This is also coming from somebody who just switched their dissertation topic and now has to do a 145-page dissertation proposal over and turn it in by June 16th. So I'll say this. Yes, we cannot find her transcript. Yes, we cannot find her dissertation. Hell, I don't even know if we can find her graduation pictures. But at the end of the day, we never really question why platforms never really use the right people for the right situations or the right topics. Like if those platforms really cared about the credentials those individuals have, they have enough money and resources to go look up that information themselves, especially before putting that person on their show. But again, we all forget, social media is not a real place. Now, as far as me, I'm not going to kick her while she down, and a lot of y'all idiots probably going to judge me for that, but I don't give a damn. But it all comes back to everybody looking for a like and a view. Just food for thought. Be delivered.
He said, be delivered. Junito PR, salute, top of the top. Listen, there's a lot of discussions and thoughts on either side of the table as to whether she's worthy of support, should get support, whether she's doing the right thing, whether she's doing the wrong thing, whether she's accredited, whether she's not. Does it matter whether she's accredited or does it not matter? It's a lot. And at the end of the day, I think that it's up to people to decide whether they want to support her, and whether or not they deem her an expert in the fields in which she talks about, or if she's a charlatan or, underhanded, just in the fact of lying, even if she's giving good information or whatever the case may be. My thing is this: why taint the information with badly or wrongly categorizing yourself as a doctor. If that be the case, if she is a doctor, I'm a little tired too, so y'all can see it in my eyes. If she is a doctor, then give that lady her props. Give that lady her props. She's a nice orator. She can speak well. She can say all the things, even got a couple catchphrases, et cetera, et cetera. However, hopefully her doctorate is on the up and up. Hopefully she truly is a doctor. And if she is, y'all need to take your hats off to her and show her love and support. If she's not though, then the next question is what you gonna do about it? That's the next question. What you gonna do about it? That part, huh? And I move on with the move on. Do 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 do. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you this. Uh-oh. Yeah, good. If you're watching this from X, formerly known as Twitter, if you're watching it from Facebook, if you're watching it here on YouTube, if you're watching it on IG, if you're watching it on Twitch, make sure you follow me on any and all of these platforms and other platforms. All of them at Big Phil Speaks. I'm universally around these internet streets. So come follow me in all platforms, whatever the case may be. I provide some great content. You know what I'm saying? It's up to your discretion as to how good it is or not. But I think I do a damn good job at presenting what needs to be presented. Y'all follow me, Big Phil Speaks, on all platforms. With that being said, let me get back to my lituation and what I got going on, huh? Shout out to Brother Plies. Brother Plies has something to say when it comes to everything we're going through as it pertains to the Voters' Right Acts, the things that they're repealing, trying to bring about Jim Crow 2.0, the Chud the Builder situation, all of the things compounded in everything you see, Donald Frump, and all his activities and squashing this and getting rid of that and starting wars and all the things. I think Plies is speaking to us as citizens in this little piece right here, and I thought it would be dope. Y'all check this out, huh? Plies, huh?
I was thinking about something this morning. Y'all got to excuse my little rank it up shirt, man. I'm finna just go get me a little workout in. But I was thinking about something this morning. I was in the shower. I said, man, I never thought of this shit before. I say, but why is it as black folk, why is it that we got the motherfucking march, protest, fight? Why the fuck do we got to do all of that just to make some motherfuckers treat us right? Why? From the beginning of motherfucking time, why is it that we got the motherfucking protest, we got the motherfucking march, we got to get in the motherfucking street, we got to do all of that just for motherfuckers to treat us right? Name one motherfucking thing in this country that a motherfucker had to march, protest, and fight just so motherfucking black people can treat them right. Name one motherfucking thing. One motherfucking thing. Name one motherfucking thing from the beginning of time that white folks had to motherfucking protest, march, get in the motherfucking street just so black people can motherfucking treat them right. And I was saying, I said, man, I know this is the most randomest shit ever. But I said, if a motherfucker got to do all of that just for you to treat him right, what the fuck does that say about you? Is you this motherfucking hateful? You this motherfucking envious? You this motherfucking jealous? You this motherfucking... What the fuck does it say about you? That in 2026, black folks still got the motherfucking protest, march, and motherfucking fight just for y'all to treat us right.
Mm.
Why?
Mm.
And when I thought about it, man, I said, boy, this some crazy shit that in 2026, motherfucker ain't changed yet.
Ain't that something? In 2026, MFers ain't changed yet. I think people need to get plies as flowers, right? Uh these tap-ins that he do, these reels and whatnot that he gets on and he talks his talk. I think people really need to give that brother his flowers because he's utilizing his platform and his popularity to speak up and speak out on various topics that are pertinent to us. Sorry about that. Whether it be in relationship, whether it be in politics, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, he comes on and pops his ish about his music and other things, but it be about the politics, it be about the things that we're going through as a people. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It be about the relationship things that he touches into that to me makes him a dope brother or whatever the case. I got the hiccup. Excuse me. A dope brother that he is or whatever the case may be. We are succumbing to complacency in allowing things to be the way that they are. He's speaking the truth here. Yeah. We are falling victim. That's why I named this one Pay Attention and why I put stuff on the shirts. A lot of us are social media junkies. Some of us want to be baddies so damn bad. I'm a baddie, right? Some of us would do anything for clout, and some of us thrive on toxicity and the bullshittery, thus zombieing ourselves out while the world continues to rotate. We complain about the things that we don't have. We complain about the issues that we're having with other races and cultures. We complain about the fact that they won't treat us fairly. We complain about complain, but we're not doing too much about it when it comes to our communities, when it comes to our households, with getting our shit in order, getting our stuff in order. And we're playing into the narrative and playing into the games that they're playing to keep us separated. We've worked ourselves right into their rhythm of keeping a house divided. And when I say house, I'm speaking proverbially. Yes, your house itself, but the house of our community to keep us divided, to keep us beefing with other people. Keep us beefing with Hispanic and Latino people. Keep us beefing with Asian people. Keep us beefing with Native American people and others. Because they know if they keep us splintered, they keep us divided, we can, one, be controlled like puppeteers, like puppets, and two, they can inject what it is they want into the hearts and minds of the people that are splintered and separated and distant. We need to start getting our shiggity in order. We need to stop worrying about whether or not we'll get reparations, like my young homie Frank Murphy said earlier. We need to stop worrying about what they ain't doing right and what they ain't doing wrong. Pay attention to it, make note of it, but damn it, get our house in order, get us together, so that when we do come to the table and complain, bitch and moan, and all the things about the things that we're going through, that will be heard and that they'll recognize, oh, these brothers and sisters are unified. We got to do something different, or we got to make it right. Right now, we so separate, and we so separate. They I ain't got to pay them no attention, reparations, but they better go rep on some nuts. I'm making fun, but it ain't funny. We're so separated. They be like, this one will complain, but the other ones won't. This one will speak out, but they won't. This one is bothered over here, but these over here doing TikTok dances and thriving off of toxicity. This one over here, he might be a force to reckon with. He might be a problem. We might need to do something about him. But these other ones, They caught up in social media like we wanted it. They wanting to be baddies and thugs and drug dealers and gangbangers and all these things. Thus, they want to do anything for clout. That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. We got to get our shiggity together. You hear me? Salute to everybody tapping in from IG. Salute to everybody tapping in from IG. Let's see. Tiger Cookie, Mellow Meek, Bambina NYC, Big CK, Corey King, salute. Whoop. Erica on the Grand, Sunshine Products. We got to get ourselves together. We can't keep complaining about what's not happening in our favor. We can't keep complaining about what they are not doing for us. We can't keep complaining about what they are doing to us when we ain't doing nothing about it. We're not standing behind the appropriate people in our communities that we should stand behind. We'll stand behind somebody that either got a name or who we think is lit or popping or whatever the case may be, and some of them ain't about shit. Some of them ain't got none of our interests at heart. Some of them look like us, look like our skin folk, but they ain't kinfolk. We're so afraid that somebody's going to push past us and get an opportunity, get some money, get some recognition before we do. So what we do, hold on to their leg proverbially or hold on to the back of their shirt and pull them right back down with us. Or talk about them so bad that you make it so other people don't want to deal with them or won't find trust in them or won't want to support them. Just because you don't like them for whatever reason, how they look, how they talk, the attention they're getting. All of the things. This is the world we living in. We got to stop worrying about the bullshittery that other races. Hold on, let me rephrase it. Now we definitely need to pay attention to that. Not worry about it. We need to pay attention to that. But we need to pay more attention to us getting together and being what we need to be as a community, a united front to stand up against brutality, racism, and all the things. And until we can get to that point, we ain't doing nothing but being zombies for this social media era that we live in. You hear me? Zion says attention is the new currency field. That's a factamundo. That's definitely a factamundo. Hold on. I'll look to that later. Yeah. Which leads me down that avenue of tough love. That video I showed earlier, that father showing that child tough love, I think that was in New York streets when he had him on the basketball court. We all need a dose of tough love. We all need a dose of tough love. It's time out for the bullshittery. It's time out for the drama. It's time out for the sucker-ish and staying the same. It's time out for the division. It's time out for us being okay with how things are and then complain that things are the way that they are. We'll stay sitting in our shit, but don't want to get up and clean up and wipe off and change the sheets, change our clothes, shower up, get right. We'll rather talk about the problems till we're blue in the face, lips dried in the mug, mouth paws dry as hell from doing all this rapping and talking, but not talking about near solution, talk about doing nothing. You don't like the fact that Frumpy Frump is doing what he's doing, but you're not doing your due diligence to research how can I be effective in influencing what's going on in politics. You ain't even finding out how effective you could be at dealing with your local politicians that help snowball up to get to the president, to get to legislation, to change things. You'd rather stay shucking and jiving upon these internet streets, watching ass and titties, watching fellas with prints in their sweats or pants or whatever the case may be, trying to mimic mimic these IG models and social media baddies and the bullshittery that they present. You rather be caught up in the toxicity. You rather look at people in dysfunctional families and relationships as opposed to people that are exuding what it should be like to be in a marriage or in relationship, some things to better yourself educationally, to increase your mental wherewithal, to get your mental health in order, to get your physical health in order, to get your spiritual health in order. You would rather sit in the muck and the mire and the bullshiggery, and then act like nobody can't tell you about yourself, whether it be from within our community or outside our community. And I get it. You would rather it come from home, but then you don't want to hear it from nobody at home. You don't want, you feel like you done got to a place in space where nobody can tell you nothing. This is my life. This is my life. I do what I want. Yes, you can, but for every action is a reaction. And if you live in your life, living La Vida Loca, you can't complain that things are the way they are when you're not willing to cooperate and or communicate and or compromise with your own people so that you can all get to a common goal and get back to a place and space and beyond that to where we're supposed to be as a people. Understand that. Understand that, ladies and gentlemen. We have become, in some instances, our own worst enemy. Our own worst enemies. And we got to do something about that. I talked about in DC, they trying to pass a law to where parents will get up to 6 months in jail for the infractions of their children. They got a place and space for you. It's either in jail, in a casket, or with their hand on the top of your head, pushing you down. Pause. Keeping you underhand, keeping you controlled, keeping you where they feel like you need to be, subservient. Peepskin said, feel nothing wrong with the sex workers and them. What I'm saying is this. We pay so much attention to the bullshittery. We pay so much attention to things that are fruitless or whatever the case may be. And it's okay to be entertained, right? And whatever it is that you find entertaining. But I always say this, find some balance in your life, man. Find some balance in your life for your family's sake, for your mental sanity's sake, for the betterment of our people, and above and beyond that, hopefully for the betterment of the world itself. The way we going, we living on borrowed time. We're living on borrowed time. And we ain't trying to do nothing else, nothing about it to straighten that all up. We gotta want to do better. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We gotta want to do better, ladies and gentlemen. And if it takes tough love, because the truth will hold you and console you at times, but sometimes the truth will smack the dog mess out you. Pow! A little for sure. Hey. Sometimes the truth will smack you across the face to wake your ass up or to get you in order. Either way the truth comes, the truth is the truth. We got to learn to accept it, take it in and ingest it and digest it and understand what the truth is and what we need to do as a people. We can't complain about what's being done to us and we stand there and take it. We can't talk about what ain't happening in our communities and we ain't doing nothing to make it happen. We can't talk about equality and we ain't showing unity in our own culture, in our own house, so to speak, to demand the equality that comes with that unity. We can't talk about disparities in job offerings and getting paid on the job, or the monies we should be earning, or the financial literacy and the wherewithal, when we're not willing to be taught, when we're not willing to learn the things that are missing, the things that we don't know because of our ego, our pride, our conceitedness in our own crap. I don't need nobody tell me nothing. I don't need nobody show me nothing. I don't need nobody to do this, that, and the third. I'm me. I'm too this and too that. Ain't nothing nobody can show me. I'm going to get it how I live. And you very well can get some things how you live, but for the bigger picture, what are you really getting? What is your family really getting? What is your block really getting? What is your community really getting? What are your people really getting with that mentality? I don't care how old you are. If you're 21 up to 81, if you're not willing to receive, learn, absorb information, you might as well be brain dead. You might as well be not here. Only a fool thinks he can't learn something else. And as time goes on, as the days go on, technology improves. More technology is either released or created. There's more information coming out, and you can step back and learn from the history of our people and the things we've been through. And I ain't talking about starting at no damn slavery neither, because some of us think that slavery is all it was. Hey, Tiger Cookie, okay, you have a blessed one. Some people think slavery is all there was at the beginning. Do your due diligence and do your research. And if you happen to be somebody that don't know how to read or can't read, they got audio books. And or you need to get out from under your ego and pride and talk to somebody and find out how you can learn to read. And read for self. Don't always pick to have somebody read to you, because you take it in differently when you sit there, you look at it, you read it, you speak it, you take it in. Pause. Just live life. We as men and women and child don't know how much more time on earth going to keep us. That part right there too. I said it earlier, we on borrowed time. But while we have the opportunity, while we have these moments, we're supposed to try to make the best of them. Nobody's promised tomorrow, let alone the rest of today. But while you're breathing, you should want to make yourself a better person. You should want the best for your children. You should want the best for their children. You should want the best for the people that you grew up knowing, your community, and extended your people. It's nothing wrong for no race to have pride in their people. None. You should be proud of who you are. But it's a problem when somebody has to step on the backs and necks of other individuals or other races and cultures to make themselves look better than what they are, or to feel proud of themselves, or to feel bigger than themselves. That's the effed up part. That's the wrong part. I ain't got a problem with no white man, no brown man, no yellow man, no red man, no black man, nobody being proud of who they are. I think that you should. I think you should be proud of your culture. I just don't think that a white man or any other culture should want to put down, destroy, backbite, or all of the things, any other culture, to make themselves feel stronger, feel better about themselves, or feel bigger or more superior than them. I feel like that should never be a thing. Never. And that's my problem with that. But be proud of who you are. But don't be so proud that you feel like the only thing in the world matters is you. We're a part of a bigger picture. We're all a part of a bigger purpose. You just got to find your purpose and walk it out. I'm just saying. I'm not here to preach. Hopefully what I've said thus far maybe is locked in, honed into your mind a little bit. I don't know. But you do got a problem with the orange man. Just joking. I do. Because I do, Young Dreads, because that orange man, Frumpy Frump, incites racism, incites classism, talks out all sides of his neck and face. And he's causing more harm to us as a country, let alone us as a people, than anything else. He made promises coming in, talking about he's going to lower this, that, and the third, cut costs on this, and be able to bring these jobs here and do all this. Food was going to be low. Gas was going to be low. Look at everything. Everything he promised has been on the other side of the coin of what he said it was going to be. Outside of certain things, when he said, I'm going to go after this, or I'm going to go after this country or that, he did that, but most of that's out of selfish gain to either himself or his cronies, his friends, and them benefiting from contracts and or the rebuilding or repurposing or the restructuring of other people's governments and their issues. But not fixing the war. I mean, not fixing the war on homelessness and the war on hunger here in America. If 50 Cent, that's right, just the complete opposite. If 50 Cent, as I reported earlier, can buy 500 houses to offer a home, a free home to 500 families or 500 people, you meaning to tell me the president can't institute something like that through the government that could end homelessness? And like I said, whether it's a temporary home or permanent home for those people, 500 homes, one man. You can go to Congress and go to the Senate and get billions of dollars, or usurp them and sign executive orders to get trillions of dollars, billions of dollars. But you mean to tell me you can't fix issues and problems here? He ain't even, and the effed up part about it is he ain't even fixing the problem of his own people. He ain't even fixing the problem of his own people, because that's the problem too with this racism thing. A lot of these people, look, I'm gonna say it plain. A lot of white folks feel as though they got it good and that we don't deserve certain things, not realizing a lot of the programs that he shut down, a lot of the doors he closed, a lot of the money he's taking out of this, that, and the third has affected them even more than us. We're used to certain things in some ways. Some of them are not. Some of their people that live in trailer parks and in the hills and in the back roads and areas and places and spaces of his own culture, race, and creed are being punished by these laws that are meant to punish us. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Like you said, Big Phil, imagine all of us come together, we could build a nation just like the Jews do. That's a fact. Jewish people stick together. People shy away from speaking on Jewish people. I would say speak the hell up. They are very financially inclined, most of them. Now, I ain't gonna say everybody, because in all races and cultures, you got assholes, dummies, and all kinds of stuff, right? But as a people, they are very financially inclined and financial literate. And they stick together for the most part. They stick together. Whatever this is the part of the problem too, right? We so busy want to talk about other cultures and what they not doing and how they not treating us and all these things, but we don't even look at the positive aspects of certain things that other cultures are doing and be like, damn, we could do that. Why are we not doing that? Whether it was initially gotten from us from the giddy up or not, a smart man that endeavors to be in business, have entrepreneur spirit in the corporate world or entertainment, whatever the case may be. A smart man is going to look and watch what somebody's doing. You ain't got to emulate it 100, but you take from it, you glean from it what might apply to your career, to your life, to the betterment of you as a person or your family, and tweak it and make it your own and make it fit for you. But we'll rather talk about people and as opposed to taking what's working for them and applying it to us. When especially since some of them got it from us from the giddy up. I'm just saying. They think for generations ahead. That's a fact, young Dreads. And we need to start thinking like that. We do. We do. But if 50 Cent can buy 500 houses, I think more of our rich, more of our wealthy could do the same thing, right? But as a country, the man in the helm who supposedly is running the country, you mean to tell me he can't do the same thing? Order the purchasing of abandoned properties and turn them into free transitional houses, or create a lottery so that some people could have first-time ownership, maybe free or so low that it's a super blessing to them. You mean to tell me they can't do that? They can buy up houses and destroy blocks and neighborhoods to bring roads through and to bring utilities through and to do all these things. But you meaning to tell me they can't? All the land we got wide open and nobody's living in especially in the Midwest, heading out to West. You mean that houses can't be built, that things can't be put in place so that more people could live decently? You mean to tell me that there's no money to educate our youth? There's no money to feed our youth, to make sure every mouth is fed? To make sure that every one of our children has a proper and decent education, especially when we're supposed to be competing with other races and cultures for jobs here on our land or jobs that are pushed overseas? Are you telling me that? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? They don't want to feel they want to keep feeling like gods. That's a fact of Mundo. You know he ain't giving up nothing for free. He's already taking what little help people are getting away from them. That's a fact. That's a fact. He means no good for our communities. That's a fact. So since he ain't gonna do it, I would implore people in our communities that got the wherewithal to do it. Some people can't buy 500 houses. Some people can buy 5 houses or 10 houses. Even if they look at it as a tax write-off. Even if. Go into these rundown communities and build them up. A lot of people complaining about gentrification. Complaining about gentrification. Why don't we beautify or re-beautify our own neighborhoods instead of gentrifying them? Re-beautify them, because a lot of the shit that especially in DC that's been done for other people to come in, it should have been done for the people, the good citizens that live there. But no, in a wicked way, they'll let crime run rampant. They'll let things take place. They'll let things go on for a certain amount of time till the property value goes down, to this and that happens, till then when people are super tired and look outward for the help, to swoop in like they really did something right, to lock people up and get more bodies in the prisons for their prison industry, to encourage new people to come in. I heard a story that some of those white South Africans that were brought here, some of them want to go back. I don't know how true that is, but I heard a story that some of them say they want to go back because of things that they've seen here. And they like, whoa, where did we go? Where did we come to? I don't know how true that is, though. So that allegedly on that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on. I'm parched. I'm ready to get up off here, get my day going. Y'all know what I like to say. Smile, ladies and gentlemen. Because you never know what it might do for somebody, including yourself. More importantly, love on somebody on purpose, with purpose. And last but not least, I'm not anti-you. I'm pro-me with the emphasis on building we. Let that marinate in your melon till the next time we can chop it up and have a tay-to-tay. Hey, Y'all know what I like to say. Holla. We got to do better, though, y'all. Appreciate it, Marquise Betts.
We're one big happy family. With G-O-G. One big happy family. Hey, hey, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you come back again.
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
Tell a friend and tell a friend. It's GMG and Big Phil speech.
Y'all be great out here. You hear me? Y'all be great. You got another chance, which is today, while you're breathing, to be the best individual you can be, to be a better person than you was yesterday. While you're living today, plan, plot, and strategize so that if you're so blessed to see tomorrow, you make it an even better day than the day. That part. I'm out. I'll holler.